I did the body swap on the K truck. I just drove it around in the garage and down here on the floor just to check everything out on it. I still gotta take the body off of it and plug the headlights in and then put the body back on, but I'm gonna use the opportunity to show you guys what I did to get the body to fit. Throw this in time lapse, clean the garage real quick, and then we'll get the K truck in a clean space, and I'll take the body off and I'll talk about how I did it. And maybe I'll throw in running footage like outside, maybe I won't. It's really nasty out there right now, so I'm still debating that, but I'm sure by the time I get there I'll figure it out. So I'm gonna throw this in time lapse, clean the garage, and then I'll be right back. Get a bit of a better lighting situation going on here. Move my chair over. Alright. So, I put a post out on my channel asking if you guys wanted to see long form or short form more. And surprisingly, you guys wanted to see long form. So this is gonna be a shot at that. Alright. So let's show a before picture and then this. So assuming I've showed you the picture now, or some pictures, this is where we're at. This is fixed as it should be. I mean, I've kind of rigged it a little bit, just a slight bit, but it's a hobby. You got to do some things here and there. Not everything can be perfect, okay? It runs and drives just like this, the way it is right now. And because of the things I did to make the bed fit properly, I actually like doubled the battery compartment size, if not like tripled the size of the battery compartment. And I'm going to keep putting the battery back here because there is already so much weight up front with the body and all the electronics being up here and the motor being front way biased instead of backwards, you know. There's already enough weight up here, so I'm going to keep using the battery back here. But these are SCX 24 tires, bro, that I got off Amazon, and I bought them for the special edition RC that I showed in the like unveiling video of this, pretty much. But I took the tires off that because I don't run it, and I don't want the tires to get pancaked at the bottom. So I've had these sitting on the side for a while, and they look really, really good on this. The original plan was to just take that body off just to see if I could get it to fit, but I've already done so much modification to this to get it to fit that I'm just gonna use this chassis with the metal axle drive or the metal drive shafts that I already bought. I bought these a while ago when I painted that and bought the yellow rims for it. But now I'm gonna unscrew the body and we'll talk about what I did to get it fixed, or to get it to mount on there. So I'm not gonna show you me unscrewing the body. I'm just gonna unscrew it off camera real quick and then turn the camera back on. So I'll be right back. Alright. So I got it unscrewed. I only had 4 screws in it. So before they fall out of the chassis, I'll show you which ones I have in. So I have this one in, and the corresponding one on the same side. And then I have the middle of the chassis screwed in on the corresponding sides. And that's it. Then I have the front of the cab is fixed to, or the front of the truck, the cab is fixed to the bed now. Whereas before, they were separate pieces. I really didn't like that. And making them one piece made it easier to mount onto the chassis. So I poked a bunch of holes. Well, these two I didn't have to poke holes in the bottom of the cab for, but I had to poke holes higher up on the inside of the cab for all of these. It's just these two I didn't have to poke the lower holes because this cutout was here. So I just ran them through the cutout. But there's 1, 2, 3 holes for these two, 3 holes for these two, and then there's only 2 holes for those. And here's the heads of the zip ties on the back side of the wall so that they're hidden away. And I mean, it's not like, listen Linda, okay, it's not the best, bro, but those are zip ties. So unless you run up and donkey kick this, or unless you just uncarelessly like tumble it down a mountain 50 feet, it's not gonna break. I mean, it's together, it's all one piece. It just teeters only when it's not on the chassis. When it's all fixed, when this is screwed onto the chassis, the body is stiff because it's the front of the chassis is pushing up on the body, and so it makes it pinch, and then it all gets rigid when it's on there. So when I put it back on there, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Anyways, to the modifications that I had to do. This rail goes all the way across normally, so I melted it out just after the first fender back to the beginning of the second fender. So the second fender would start right here where the hole is. So I cut that whole chunk out so on both sides so that the shock head could sit flush on the bottom of the body. It's not a perfect melt job, but you can't tell when the body's on, and I really could care less if anyone could tell. This is my parts getter for the shop. So when I get new parts and stuff, we're gonna be driving around with them in the bed of this truck. I don't know, like storyline type shit, you know. I don't know, I like that stuff. I like to just chill out and watch RCs do what they're meant to do. That's what I like. Okay. There was a fender liner in here, which is right here, and it went in there something like that. And you can see where I cut out chunks of it. But after cutting out those chunks, I realized that I could have just unscrewed this because the seats are still fixed into the cab. I tried to keep that in there because I wasn't aware that the seats were fixed into the cab by themselves. I thought this was holding them into the cab. So that was making my life a little bit harder trying to mount everything around the inner fenders. I don't really care about inner fenders, so I took them out, and then with the cutting that I did here and some added cutting right here, it fit perfect, bro. Like, when I put the body back on, I'll zoom in and show you these meat points. I blindly cut these two sections and just happened to get it perfectly so that these two wrap around, because it's like an L piece right here and right here. Well, kind of right here, but really right here. There's an L, so it really hugs the corner of the front of the chassis. Let me slide the body over. So that spot that I kept pointing out where the L is hugs around this. And it sits perfectly tight right up against it. So then the body isn't wiggling around, it's not jumping up and down, Nothing. It just sits there. I loosened the ESC just to, like, I don't know, see if I could push it back a little bit, get it out of the way. You don't need to, but I just like it to have a little wiggle room instead of being fixed to the rig like that. Especially because it is just like a motherboard. Like, I feel like shoving a screw through that and pinning it in that hole is going to cause more damage than just letting it float about. So I let it float about. These battery plug wires are a pain in the ass. They just move around the entire time. I did not, other than taking this screw out and making this float, which you don't need to do, I didn't do anything to the chassis itself to make the body fit. I did no work to the chassis at all, which was intentional. I didn't want to do work to the chassis. In order to get the body to fit, I wanted the work to be on the body. I wanted this to stay as samurai as possible because I was going to put the body back on here. But anyways, it's just a benefit that I didn't have to do anything to the chassis. Sorry, the screws are just dangling in the holes. But yeah, so I did no work to the chassis. All the work I did to get this to fit was on here. And that was joining the body together to make it one piece, just for ease of mounting, and just for ease of mounting. I removed the back fender, which all you do is you take the screw, there's one screw holding that fender shield on. So this was the back one. There was one here, and there was one here. I took those off because when this is on the chassis and it's in full flex, no matter what size tire you have, it's going to eat that back fender. So I just weighed with it. I might cut these nubs off at some point, but I'm not in any rush to do that. The number one thing that I hated about doing this, the one thing I didn't like, is how short the light cable is for the headlights in the K-Truck. When you're unplugging them from its original chassis, it's really a pain in the neck because the cable's so short. You don't have a lot of room to lift the body up and get your hand under there to unplug the lights, so it's a little stressful. But this board being directly on top and not tucked up underneath anything, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So on the WPL K-Truck chassis, this is the K-Truck chassis. The motherboard is flipped, the ESC is flipped upside down, and your headlights plug in right here on the back. So when you're taking the body off, you can barely lift it enough to reach in there and unplug it. And it's a real pain in the neck, dude, because I didn't want to break the wire. I didn't want to break the plug. I want to plug them into this one and use it. I just don't understand why they put this one upside down and such a pain in the ass. Pain in the butt. Pardon my language. Anyways, look at this real quick. That's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. Like hydraulics. It's a hopper. We got a hopper chassis. Anyway. Put that back on the stands. So unplugging the lights from that was like the worst part of this whole thing. When I did the holes for the cab, I had everything sitting up here, just like as close as I could get it to right. Hold on, you can't really see. Okay. So I had everything just sitting on the chassis, like as close as I could get it to right, and then I had this like pick to like dig dirt out of like screw heads and stuff, or pick, I don't know, just to pick things. I just heated it up with a torch and just tapped where I wanted the hole to be, so like I had a reference point, and then I tapped down here and did the same thing with a hot It was hot, obviously, so it melted little holes. And then I took it off. I flipped the body over like this, and I carefully, because it wasn't zip tied, like let it rest on my arm like this, just so I could see where the meet point was right there. And then once I realized where the meet point was for the bed meeting the cab, I put the bed down, I held the cab, and then I poked these holes on the bottom. So I did these ones first, I did these ones second, and then that told me where these ones needed to go. Because it all needs to stay like, it all needs to stay flush and level, you know. So the body is like, it's the same on both sides. This line right here is just like this line, this body line goes through the center of this one. And on this side, it does the same thing. This body line goes through the center of this one. So I took my time. I did it nicely. I wasn't in a rush. It's easy to do that in a rush, and then by the time you cinch down your zip ties, your body, your cab, and your bed are going to be cockeyed or crooked, or your bed's going to be shifted to the right or to the left, and your cab's going to be shifted the opposite direction. So if you're going to do this, I advise that you just take your time. Like, do one row at a time. Don't do one whole thing. Like, don't poke the hole and then shove the zip tie through it, poke another hole and then shove the zip tie through it. Poke all your holes, make sure they're all even. Then do that 2 outside zip ties to hold it all together. Don't cinch them down completely, just push them in a bit on either side, and then you can do the center ones like I did. I don't know. Anyways, so I cut here. I took the inner fenders out. I melted this down, cut it off. I took the back fenders off, and that was it. That's all you got to do. And the D12, WPL D12 body will fit on the WPL C74-1. I think this is the C74-1. That's it. So I'm going to plug in the lights, go find the battery real quick. After I plug in the lights and find the battery and mount the body, I'll show you guys the meet points, and then I'll get a little running footage. And I think we'll call it. So let me get to it and I'll get back. So I'm back. Well, for me, it's been a couple minutes. For you, it's probably been a millisecond. So the body's back on. Look, just to show that this is what I did with the zip ties is good, I'll show you. I picked the whole truck up with just the cab and shake it. Look at that. Alright, so I'll move the camera over. So I'm gonna use this to point out where I'm talking about. Try and make it so you guys can see. Oh, hold on. Alright. Sorry, I had a phone call. Was not expecting that, but trying to see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so right here, you see that white plastic? That's that spot that I cut out to hug around the front of the chassis. So this is the cab, this is the chassis, and that is the L that you got cut out. Looking at this, it looks like the tires a little bit too far back, honestly. But when it's in motion, you can't tell, and when it's under load, the tire goes forward. So that's alright. Anyways, and then back here. Oh man, this light is not working out for me. There we go. So you can see now right here where I cut it. So that's the start of the back fender, and then this is the front of the start of the front fender. And you gotta cut that whole section out so that the shock can fit right here, so that it touches this part. If the head of the shock is not touching the bottom of the bed, then it's not going to be level. But that's what I did. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Hopefully that helps somebody. I would like to see more people build four-wheel drive K-trucks. I love them. I want one so bad, a real one. I've been thinking about posting my actual truck for trade, just for a K-truck. I've been thinking about it. So it's a four-wheel drive K-truck now. And because it's using the Samurai's ESC instead of the K-truck's ESC, I can now turn the headlights on and off. Whereas on the original chassis, the headlights are just on all the time, I think. I tried to turn them off. They wouldn't turn off for me. But they turn on and off on this ESC. So now we have a four-wheel drive parts getter. And I think it looks sick. I'm really happy, really excited about it. This was a really long video. So I know where there's a pretty substantial puddle that I've had in a couple of my videos. I'm gonna throw my jacket on and go run down to the puddle real quick and get you all some footage of this going in the water, because I think it's about time. And after that, it'll be the video, and this is probably going to be the last time you hear me talking in this video. So if you don't want to stay for the run footage, I completely understand it. This was a really long video, but if you made it this far, thank you very, very much. From the bottom and the top and the middle of my heart, I appreciate all the support I get. I'm just trying to share my RC experience and have fun while I'm doing it. I hope you guys are enjoying the content that I'm putting out. I'm trying my best to get better and better with every video. Hopefully it's noticeable. To me, it's definitely noticeable in my views. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and trying my best. Anyways, thank you very much. You're a legend. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Hopefully the good old parts car is going to be delivering some new tires for the precariously balanced 4Runner over here, because it needs them, and I'm tired of seeing it up in the air. I'm over it. Anyways, so let's get to the running footage. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit.
My phone is so wet right now. We took the K-Truck out. Nothing broke, dude. All that stuff I was doing and nothing broke. And I mean, it definitely outperformed what I thought it was going to. Especially with the crawling. I didn't expect it to crawl like that at all. But now I gotta dry it all off before it rusts, before all my metal rusts out. Gotta dry off my phone. Anyways, I'm Dakota. This is Venomous RC channel. This was a cool build, 10 out of 10. I definitely advise some people to do it themselves if they know what they're doing and want a cool K-Truck. I love it. I definitely want to do it again, especially after driving it with what I just did. 100%, 10 out of 10. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you enjoyed the length of the video. Let me know if there's any changes I could do. Let me know how I can make the videos more enjoyable for you guys, you know. Anyways, I'm Dakota. This is Venomous RC channel. I'll see you in the next one.